In our area will soon have opportunities for free fishing in West Virginia and in Ohio. Here to share details on how to make a fishing outing into learning and bonding experiences with your kids, we've got Dr. Ashley Stevens from Cabell County Schools. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, what a fun idea, fishing. So when is this happening?
So in Kentucky, it was last week, and I'm sorry, I just learned about it because I knew that West Virginia was coming. West Virginia is this coming weekend. It is on the 8th and 9th, and in Ohio, it's the following weekend. So we're really fortunate we can kind of hop around, I think. Right. In Ohio, it is the 15th and 16th.
Okay, so where can families learn more about free fishing opportunities? Because I'm guessing maybe these happen, throughout the year.
Absolutely, they do. So it's on your local DNR. So the Division of Natural Resources, Department of Natural Resources, I'm going to miss on that one. But you can check out their website, and they have all kinds of information about this and other things that you can do outside in the sports, world.
Right.
So pick your state, look at your DNR, and they will have all of that you need. There is also a website that is dedicated to providing opportunities for families that are interested in these things. It is called takemefishing.org, and they have a list of every single state and where it's free fishing. So if you're going on a vacation and you want to see, once you get there, are there any options? That is available. They also have a ton of other resources that I think are super, super fun.
That would be a great idea. Say you're going to go visit the grandparents for a week and they live out of state. Go ahead and look it up and see if it falls in when the kids are visiting there. That's a great resource.
Absolutely. And with this website, they have things like YouTube videos and tutorials. They have ebooks and maps of fishing spots. There are blog posts and how-to videos on things like how to tie certain knots, how to stock your first tackle box. And one of my favorite resources is everything you need to start fishing, the ebook. That's what you're seeing up on your screen right now. And it really starts at a baseline of 0. I think there are a lot of people who can appreciate fishing as something cool, but maybe they haven't had any exposure. They they don't know. And so this starts at the very beginning, which is ideal for our kids. That way they can, they're not behind. And also it's a great guide for families and neighbors or friends who might want to go fishing or want to have these experiences, but they don't really know how to teach it or they don't have a lot of experience. So this ebook is free, and I thought it was so useful. It goes through everything from conservation and enjoying the nature to tying knots and when you have to do catch and release and those types of things. It's really, really cool.
Oh, what a fun idea. Well, other than the sport of it, what do you think are some of the benefits of fishing with your kids or your grandkids?
So if you think about how busy and how distracted we are, fishing is like the opposite of that. You can't be looking at a phone, like you'll miss, you'll miss the tug, you'll miss the notice. And so it promotes a stillness and an attention that most things in our lives are taking us in the opposite direction of.
Right.
So if we are so far, on this side of the spectrum in terms of concentration and stillness, this kind of helps right the ship a little bit. It focuses on those skills that most of the time we're not developing. It also teaches patience.
Oh, that's an important one.
And there's a lot of ways you don't want to have to learn patience. This is one of the least frustrating ways to be looking at patience. It improves coordination and fine motor skills as you're doing the mechanics of setting up your things to fish. It builds confidence because eventually, it may take you a while, but eventually you're going to catch something, and that's going to feel good, and you're going to be able to build on that positive experience. It creates bonding opportunities because there's not much to do out there, but to either be together and enjoy the experience or to be talking. And so it is a great way. I know a lot of times we want to have conversations with our kids, but if we say we're going to talk about stuff right now, I mean, it's over before it starts. But if we're concentrating on this and we're enjoying being outside, the conversation naturally
kind of ease
flows
into some of those topics.
Absolutely. Kids start to open up. And then all the good things about being outside and enjoying nature and, the vitamin D and all the reasons that we know we should be outside. Absolutely.
I know you've mentioned a couple of resources. Any other places for families to start?
I just really love this takemefishing.org, but they have something called the Anglers Academy. And I think this is probably geared more toward younger kids, but there are things that you can do inside. So if we know we have a fishing activity coming up and we want to get them excited and kind of lead in, there's some learning activities. Or if they've been fishing fishing and they caught the bug and they just want to talk about it all the time, there are things that they can do afterwards. They have printables, they have interactive games. At one point you can label the fish. In this one they're making it out of toilet paper holders. So there's lots of opportunities on this Angler Academy for kids to play at home.
That is really cool. And, maybe the weather's really bad, too hot or too rainy. Go ahead and do some of these activities.
Absolutely.
Inside.
There's nothing worse than having a plan and, the weather interfering. So if you just have to shift your fishing inside for a day or two, this would keep everybody from being disappointed and you'd still be on topic.
I like that.
Also, cheap and easy ways to fill the time. We've talked about, there's a lot of time to fill right now. And so these would be good options for that.
And I like that you mentioned earlier in our conversation that there's a resource to find a free fishing weekend all over the country. You can figure out which state has one.
Absolutely, and that's in the takemefishing.org. We also have it included in our summer learning toolkit that you can get on cabellschools.com, so it's part of our monthly calendar.
Oh, that's great. Well, Dr. Stevens, thanks so much for giving this idea about, fishing this summer with the kids.
Absolutely, thank you.